to show you what the textures are actually if you want to apply some image which is image like image of a sand, grass, or anything like bricks or whatever you want, or it can be any image also, for example some posters. So I just collapse this one, make it editable poly, and make a new material. Okay, how you apply textures is you click this one and go to the color panel and you click this button, or you click this small arrow and go to the load image. I was lost. And then I have images here. I will use these textures. Let's suppose 01. I took it. It will ask, do you want to copy to the project where you have already saved your Cinema4D? I said no, I don't want to copy it multiple times. Okay, I will choose. There are two ways. One way is if I will click and drag, you can see now it applies to my object on all of its sides, all 8 sides of a cube. But if I want, let's suppose I delete this one. If I want it to be applied only on the one side, I will just come here to the polygon mode, click the polygon mode, and click my specific polygon which way I want to apply the texture, and then click and drag. So it will apply only to that polygon. So let's create another one. Come here, click this button and choose number 2. No, close this one. So let's suppose I want to apply to this area now. Come here, click and drag. So you can see instantly it applies. Now let's see what properties does we have to control this one. For example, if I want to stretch my picture in viewport, I will select this material and you have a bunch of options here. I don't need this picture view now, so let's close this one. Okay, so what I will do now is I will select my material and come down to tag. This is a little bit confusing, so I will not go into this one. I will just go to the very basic options. So for example, now you have a value of offset. Offset means you can move your textures, like see it's repeating. If you don't want to repeat it, you can switch off this option, tiling option. So now it's not tiling, it's only it is only moving right and left. But if you want to repeat the texture, then you can click this button also. Similar way, U direction is actually X direction. In texture language, we do not use X and Y, we use U and V. So U is always X axis and V is always Y axis. So similar way in Y, if you click this offset Y, you can offset your image in V direction. And then you have an option to stretch also. If you want to stretch your image, sometimes you need to stretch it to fit your specific area, and similarly stretch in Y, and then you can bring it offset up and down. One way is doing from here, and the other way is select this one and come to this button, click and select your object. So now you can see you have your object selected and you have this thing. It's not updating because, anyways, I think ignore this one because it's more confusing. Leave it for now. These coordinates you can see to rotate your image. This is for scaling, same thing. positioning. Okay, and this is repetition. For example, if you want to tile your image, you can tile it. This is your default, and then you want to tile it, you can tile it into do. Okay, so this is how you add your textures to your materials, and then how you will apply to some objects. Now let's see one more example. Which is, we have this cube. We'll delete these materials, create a new material. Click and add brick. Now we apply this brick material to our object, and also we select this angle and click render. Okay, now if I will add some default lighting like skylight, visible sky, and also I will rotate the sky. Don't worry about the lighting, I'm not talking about today lighting. Okay, so this is our bricks. So if I will go close to my bricks, and if I will render now, you can see that because it is a real world texture, that's why it looks like bricks, but I don't feel any depth in it. Like if I come more close, it looks very flat to me. So in using your textures, you can create some depth also, which is actually fake, but it gives you the feel of a depth. How you can do is, you open your material editor, and you come to the bump, click this button, and then load your bump. Bump is actually black and white texture of your original diffuse texture. So this is our diffuse texture, colored texture, and this is our bump, which is actually black and white of this one. Click open. No. So now instantly you can see in the viewport also. If I will come to my editor here and just increase the resolution, so you can see more clearly. So you can see now difference. With the bump, you feel like you have somehow depth. If I will increase this one, so it gives you this result. Of course it's too much, but you can go into the negative also. Negative means pushing inside. So from distance it will give you somehow more realistic feel. Now you can compare it. Default is 20. So bump is actually, if you want to add more realism to your textures, and you want to add some depth, which is not actually real but fake, because originally it's just an image, not a real mesh, real object. Okay, so what other options we have in materials? Let's see. Let's create a plane again as a floor and a sphere. And we come and create a new material and apply it. Okay, luminance map. Luminance, as I told you, is actually the light. So if I will come here and click, you can see it gives you the feel of a light. But it does not have effect on the ground. Actually it is acting as a light. So to see the result on the ground, you need to add something called global illumination. Global illumination is actually a rendering engine. So you come here, choose physical and click render again. Still you do not see something because we just changed the render engine, but we did not switch on ambient occlusion. Oh sorry, a global illumination. So how you will add global illumination is come to the effect and add global illumination, and if I will click now, so instantly you can see now it is the light is affecting the ground also. If I will move it up, or I will make it small, you can see it is affecting. Okay, and then we can, for example, if we create another cylinder and bring it close to this one and give it a material and render, so you can see now there is no light in the scene actually, but it is illuminated using this one. So for that one you need to change the render engine. So this one of course I will cover in the rendering section, but this is just to give you an idea about the material. Okay, what more options in materials we have is we also cover glow. So let's switch off to the standard one now. Let's see, this is standard. Okay, so now we come here and add the glow to our material. So we add a glow, so now you can see it has a glow, and also it adds object glow here also in your render. Yeah, if you switch it off then it will not work. You have to, when you switch on your glow option here, automatically it will add in your rendering options. And of course you can increase the outer strength, increase the radius, how far it has to go, and so on. A lot of options. I hope you learned something today. If you have any questions, email me at ishaq.animator@gmail.com. Happy learning and keep practicing. Good luck. Bye bye.